The championship belt is being ripped away. Not in the ring, not after a match, but because of a decision that has turned the entire wrestling world completely upside down. What you're about to witness is one of the most controversial moments in recent WWE history, and by the time we reach the end of this video, you're going to understand why Drew McIntyre might be forced to hand the title right back to Cody Rhodes. This isn't just drama. This isn't just storyline. This is chaos in its purest form, and the fallout could change everything we thought we knew about the championship picture. Before we dive deep into this absolute madness, I need you to do something for me. If you're a true wrestling fan, if you love this business as much as I do, then hitting that subscribe button right now means you're joining a family. The SLAMZONE family doesn't just watch wrestling, we live it, we breathe it, we feel every single moment like we're right there in the front row. And when you hit that notification bell, you're telling me that you want to be part of every shocking twist, every controversial call, every moment that makes our jaws drop to the floor. So do me that favor right now. Subscribe, turn on those notifications, because what we're about to break down together is something you absolutely cannot miss. Now let's rewind to where this all started, because the story behind this potential title reversal is layered with emotion, with backstory, with tension that's been building for months. Drew McIntyre has been on an absolute warpath. The Scottish warrior has been clawing, fighting, and sacrificing everything to get back to the top of the mountain. You can see it in his eyes every single time he steps through those ropes. This isn't just about gold around his waist. This is about validation. This is about proving that he belongs in the conversation with the all-time greats. And when he finally captured that championship, the emotion was real. The tears were real. The roar from the crowd was deafening. But Cody Rhodes. Oh, Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare has been on his own journey, hasn't he? A journey that brought him back to WWE after years away, a journey fueled by the desire to finish his story, to capture the one prize that eluded his legendary father. When Cody held the championship, it wasn't just his victory. It felt like a victory for everyone who ever dared to dream big, whoever walked away from something comfortable to chase something greater. The connection between Cody and the WWE Universe runs deeper than most championship reigns we've ever seen. So when these two warriors collided, when Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes went head-to-head with everything on the line, the anticipation was electric. You could feel it in the arena. You could feel it watching from home. Two men, two completely different paths, but the same burning desire to stand at the pinnacle of this industry. The match itself was an absolute war. I'm talking about the kind of match that leaves both competitors battered, bruised, questioning whether their bodies can take one more move, one more slam, one more moment of punishment. Picture this. The crowd is on their feet, voices hoarse from screaming, hands sore from clapping. Drew McIntyre has Cody Rhodes reeling in the corner, delivering those thunderous chops that echo throughout the entire building. You can see the red welts forming on Cody's chest, the pain written across his face, but the American Nightmare refuses to stay down. He fires back with a series of strikes, each one fueled by desperation and determination. These aren't just moves. These are statements. Every punch, every kick is saying I will not quit. I will not surrender this championship without leaving everything I have in this ring. The referee is right there, checking on both men, making sure they can continue, because at this point the line between competition and survival is razor thin. Cody manages to create some separation, hits the ropes, and launches himself at Drew with a disaster kick that connects flush on the jaw. The impact echoes. Drew stumbles backward, his eyes glazed for just a moment, and the crowd senses it. This could be it. This could be the opening Cody needs to retain his title and continue his incredible story. But Drew McIntyre didn't claw his way back to this position by being easy to put down. The Scottish warrior shakes off the cobwebs, and when he looks up at Cody, there's something different in his expression. It's not just determination anymore. It's hunger. It's the look of a man who has tasted championship glory before and refuses to let it slip through his fingers again. He charges forward, and what follows is a sequence that has the entire arena holding their breath. Cody goes for the crossroads. He's got Drew positioned perfectly. You can feel the crowd ready to explode because we've seen Cody finish matches with this move time and time again. But Drew blocks it. He counters with raw power, lifting Cody up and delivering a spine buster that shakes the entire ring. The thud reverberates through the arena, and for a moment, there's almost silence. That collective gasp from thousands of people realizing that the momentum has completely shifted. Drew doesn't waste a second. He's calling for it. The Claymore kick. That devastating finisher that has put away some of the toughest competitors in WWE history. He positions himself in the corner, tuning up the band, and you can see every muscle in his body coiled like a spring ready to explode. The crowd is split. Half of them are chanting for Cody, begging the American Nightmare to get up and move out of the way. The other half are roaring for Drew, wanting to see him deliver the championship-winning blow. Cody starts to stir. He's using the ropes to pull himself up, his body moving on pure instinct at this point because the pain, the exhaustion, it's all consuming. Drew is measuring him. waiting for that perfect moment. And then Cody turns around. Drew charges. The Claymore kick is coming and there's nowhere for Cody to go. The entire arena is on their feet. This is it. This has to be it. And Drew connects. The Claymore kick hits Cody Rhodes square in the face with such force that the American Nightmare crumples to the mat like he's been hit by a freight train. Drew covers him immediately, hooking the leg, and the referee slides into position. 1. The crowd is counting along, some cheering, some in complete shock. 2. This is happening. Drew McIntyre is about to become the new champion. And then, 3. The referee's hand hits the mat for the final time, and the building erupts in a mixture of celebration and disbelief. Drew McIntyre has done it. The Scottish Warrior is the new champion. The emotion on his face is overwhelming. Years of fighting, years of setbacks, years of wondering if he'd ever get back to this moment, and now it's all worth it. The championship is handed to him, and he holds it high above his head, tears streaming down his face as the reality sets in. This is his moment. This is his vindication. But here's where everything takes a turn that nobody saw coming. Here's where the controversy that's shaking WWE to its core begins to unfold. Because in the immediate aftermath of this match, questions started to surface. And listen, I need you to stick with me here because this gets complicated, but it's absolutely crucial to understanding why Drew McIntyre might be forced to return the championship to Cody Rhodes. Real quick though, if you're loving this breakdown, if you're as invested in this story as I am, smash the like button right now. Leave a comment below telling me what you think should happen. Should Drew keep the title? Should Cody get it back? Your voice matters in the SLAMZONE family, and I read every single comment you leave. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? This is the kind of in-depth analysis and passionate coverage you're going to get every single week when you join us. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Now back to the controversy. During the match, during that incredible sequence of events that led to Drew's victory, there were moments that caught the attention of eagle-eyed fans and officials alike. Specifically, there are questions about whether the referee's count was accurate, whether there were rule violations that weren't properly addressed, and whether external interference played a role in the outcome. I'm talking about the kind of details that in a normal situation might be overlooked, but when a championship is on the line, when the integrity of the sport is being questioned, these details become absolutely critical. Video footage has been reviewed multiple times. Frame-by-frame analysis has been conducted. And what some people are seeing in that footage is raising serious questions about the legitimacy of Drew McIntyre's championship victory. Was there a moment during the pin where Cody's shoulder came up before the 3 count? Were there ropes within reach that Cody could have grabbed to break the pin? These are the questions that WWE officials are now grappling with, and the potential ramifications are massive. Because here's the thing about professional wrestling and sports entertainment. Yes, there are storylines. Yes, there are predetermined outcomes. But within that framework, there are rules, there are standards, and there are precedents for what happens when those rules appear to have been violated. We've seen championship reversals before in WWE history. We've seen decisions overturned when evidence comes to light that the original outcome wasn't clean. And if WWE determines that Drew McIntyre's victory over Cody Rhodes was tainted in any way, even unintentionally, they may have no choice but to reverse the decision. Imagine what that means for Drew. The man just achieved his dream. He's holding the championship that represents everything he's worked for. He's celebrating with his family, with his friends, planning his first title defense, envisioning the legacy he's going to build. And then he gets the call. The call that says it's all being taken away. Not because he intentionally did anything wrong. Not because he cheated in the traditional sense. But because the circumstances surrounding his victory have been called into question to the point where WWE feels they cannot, in good conscience, allow the title change to stand. And what about Cody? The American Nightmare lost his championship in what he believed was a hard-fought, legitimate match. He was devastated. He was questioning whether he still had what it takes to compete at the highest level. And now he's being told that maybe, just maybe, he shouldn't have lost the title at all. How does that affect him mentally? Does he want to win back the championship through a reversal, or does he want to earn it back the right way, in the ring, with no questions or controversy attached to his reign? The WWE Universe is completely divided on this issue. Social media has been on fire with fans passionately arguing both sides. Team Drew is saying that he won fair and square, that he hit his finish, got the pin, and shouldn't be punished for what amounts to referee error or questionable officiating. They're pointing out that in the heat of the moment, with everything happening so fast, these kinds of close calls are part of the sport. They're saying that stripping Drew of the title would be a massive injustice and would tarnish what should be the crowning achievement of his career. Team Cody is firing back just as hard. They're saying that if the rules were broken, if there's legitimate evidence that the outcome was flawed, then fairness demands that the decision be reversed. They're arguing that Cody's story, his journey to finish what his father started, is too important to end on a controversial note. They want to see the American Nightmare get his championship back and continue the reign that has meant so much to so many people. They're saying that this isn't about punishing Drew, it's about upholding the integrity of the championship itself. And in the middle of all this chaos, WWE officials are faced with an impossible decision. Do they stand by the original result, knowing that it will forever be questioned and debated? Or do they reverse the decision, strip Drew McIntyre of the championship, and award it back to Cody Rhodes, potentially setting a precedent that could complicate future title changes? There's no easy answer here. Every option comes with consequences, with fallout, with fans who will be angry no matter what choice is made. What makes this situation even more intense is the personal dynamic between Drew and Cody. These aren't just characters playing roles. These are real human beings who have dedicated their lives to this industry. They've traveled the world, sacrificed time with their families, pushed their bodies to the absolute limit, all for moments like capturing a championship. Drew and Cody have mutual respect for each other. They understand what the other has gone through to reach this level. So even as this controversy swirls around them, there's an underlying tension of knowing that whatever decision is made, it's going to hurt one of them deeply. Drew has reportedly been in meetings with WWE management, making his case for why the title should remain with him. He's pointing to his performance in the match, the clean execution of his finisher, the fact that the referee counted to 3 and raised his hand in victory. He's arguing that changing the result now, after the fact, undermines not just his achievement but the authority of the officials who were there in the moment making the calls. He's passionate, he's emotional, and he's fighting to keep what he believes is rightfully his. Cody, on the other hand, has taken a more measured approach publicly. He's acknowledged that the situation is complicated, that he respects whatever decision WWE makes, but privately, sources say he's devastated by the possibility that his championship reign ended under questionable circumstances. The American Nightmare didn't want to lose his title, and learning that there may have been issues with the finish has only made the loss more painful. He wants closure. He wants clarity. And more than anything, he wants to know that when he steps into that ring, the outcomes are fair and legitimate. The pressure on WWE to make the right call here is enormous. This isn't just about 2 wrestlers and 1 championship. This is about the credibility of the entire system. Fans need to believe that what they're watching matters, that the rules mean something, that championships are won and lost based on skill, determination, and execution, not on technicalities or oversights that change the entire course of history. WWE has built its reputation on delivering moments that feel real, that feel consequential, and how they handle the situation will send a message about what they value most, the spectacle or the integrity. As we get closer to what appears to be an inevitable announcement from WWE headquarters, the tension continues to build. Wrestlers on the roster are watching closely because they know this decision could affect them in the future. If WWE reverses this title change, it opens the door for other disputed finishes to be reviewed and potentially overturned. If they don't reverse it, they're accepting that sometimes controversial victories will stand, and everyone will have to live with the consequences. So where does that leave us? Where does that leave Drew McIntyre, standing with a championship that might be stripped from him? Where does that leave Cody Rhodes, waiting to find out if his reign is about to be reinstated? And where does that leave all of us, the fans who invest our time, our emotion, our passion into following these stories and these competitors? The answer is that we're all in the same position, waiting for WWE to make a call that will satisfy some people and infuriate others, but will ultimately define how seriously they take the rules and traditions that have made championship gold mean something in professional wrestling. This isn't just another storyline twist. This is a legitimately unprecedented situation that could set the course for how WWE handles disputed finishes for years to come. Before we wrap this up, I want to ask you one more time. Hit that like button if you've made it this far. Subscribe to SLAMZONE if you want more deep dives like this into the moments that define wrestling. Comment below with your prediction. Do you think Drew keeps the title? Do you think Cody gets it back? What would you do if you were in charge of making this decision? Your engagement means everything to this channel and to me personally, because we're building something special here. A community of wrestling fans who care about the details, who want to understand the full story, who aren't satisfied with surface-level coverage. The next few days are going to be absolutely critical. WWE knows that the wrestling world is watching, waiting for an announcement that could either solidify Drew McIntyre's championship reign or restore Cody Rhodes to his rightful place at the top of the mountain. Whatever happens, you can bet that SLAMZONE will be here to break it all down, to give you every angle, every perspective, every piece of information you need to fully understand the magnitude of this moment. This is more than just wrestling. This is history being written in real time. This is the kind of controversy that people will talk about for years, dissecting every decision, every frame of footage, every word spoken by the people involved. And you're here for it. You're part of it. You're watching it unfold alongside thousands of other passionate fans who understand that wrestling, at its best, gives us moments that transcend entertainment and become genuine sports drama. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the SLAMZONE family. Make sure you're subscribed, make sure those notifications are on, because when WWE makes their announcement about what happens with this championship situation, you're going to want to see our coverage immediately. Until next time, keep watching, keep believing, and keep living for those moments that remind us why we fell in love with wrestling in the first place. This is SLAMZONE, and we'll see you in the next one.